Hey guys, it's Laura and I've been feeling a little bit sad recently, and so I'm gonna make this video. I'm not sad right now, but I'm gonna make this video for when I'm sad in the future to remind myself why I shouldn't be sad. It's okay to be sad. So this is to just remind myself that it's okay to be sad, but good things come out of the things that made me sad. A few different things make me sad, but the one that I wanted to touch upon is breakups. Okay. Because they can be really hard, which I didn't know until I went through one, and I think people think they know that breakups are hard, and then you go through one and you're like, oh, I get it now. And so it happened a really long time ago, but it's still one of those things that like every now and then will definitely come up and be like, remember that? And so I don't know if it's my allergies or Olivia Rodrigo's new songs or what, but recently it's been like tapping me on the shoulder every now and then, and it's just frustrating. But it's okay to be sad. Hopefully the next time I'm feeling sad about it, I can watch this video and remind myself of all the good things that came from that relationship ending. I have my list on my handy dandy laptop. So a lot of things happened in the last year and a half, which is about how long it's been. Is that true? Yeah, I think so. A year and a half. The biggest thing, well, I mean, the biggest like not physical, but like the biggest life-changing thing, I guess, was that I transferred schools. That didn't happen solely because of the breakup, so like it's hard to put that in here, but I also think that if we hadn't broken up, I probably would have stayed at my old school. And I hate saying that because I don't want to like put the blame on the relationship ending for me transferring schools, but I think that would have been like a significant thing to have kept me there, whereas there was like a lot of other things that also happened that I might have worked through a little bit more if I was in that relationship, just to like stay there in the relationship instead of having to do like a long distance, even though it's not that far kind of relationship. From transferring schools, a lot of good things happened. First of all, as much as I loved my old school, and I really mean that, I love my old school, and I like wish that I could have brought it home with me. My new school is right down the street from my house, so I have my family whenever I need them. They're like a lot more easily accessible. I also obviously got to meet new friends and just like get a fresh start, which felt really good after the like semester and summer I'd had with my mental health and just like things falling apart just because I was falling apart. And then working to build myself back and then go to a new place where I could meet new people and just like start fresh was really refreshing, and having that new start made a huge difference, and I am a lot happier, and I have great friends and great opportunities there, and so I'm very grateful for that. And that definitely wouldn't have happened if none of those like kind of crappy things had happened. I also got to experience new things, obviously through being at a school, but I think there's like a lot of things that you obviously don't experience when you're in a relationship, like dating and dating apps and, you know, like casual dating and I don't know, whatever. And I got to do that, and so I know it's like nothing crazy. I haven't been in another like significant relationship since then, but I've definitely dated other guys, I've definitely liked other guys, I've kissed other guys, and like all that stuff is something that I never thought that I would do, because I just thought I was going to be with my last boyfriend forever, which is not a bad thing to think, but I like kind of always wondered like what is it like kissing other guys. Some guys are really bad kissers. Some guys are good kissers. Obviously, I don't know what I'm saying, but you get what I mean. Like, it's just nice to get out there and like see what else is out there, and I think it helped me figure out like what I like in a guy and what I don't like in a guy. I think also just being able to like have a crush on another guy, like the difference between meeting someone through a dating app and then like also like meeting someone who you like know personally and you like realize, oh, I like you. And like I haven't had a crush on a guy since junior year of high school when I had a crush on my ex-boyfriend, and so it was nice to like experience that again, kind of older as a college student and not a high school student, because there's obviously like a big difference there in maturity or whatever. That was nice to know that still existed. I forgot how hard and like emotional that can be. Sometimes it's just it's funny to have a crush on someone and like you have no control over what they do because they don't even know that you like them, and then like, it's just, I think it's a funny thing, but it's a fun thing also, so that's good. The more, like, not significant, I think it was all significant, but I guess this is like a little bit more significant and like personal and internal and yada yada yada, is that I've gotten to know myself better, and like I've focused on myself more in order to get to know myself better, and through that I've become like me, and not me with someone else, or like me in high school. I've like me currently now. I focus a lot on myself. If you've seen my videos, you know I was really depressed a year ago, like in a really bad place, but I took the time to focus on myself and get the help I needed. I went to a program, and it just like really forced me to focus on myself and learn how to cope with depression and anxiety and like overthinking things and negative thoughts and all of that. And it just like helped me improve myself and also mature, I think, as a person, because one of the biggest things that came out of like my depression was realizing that my depression had like this big I don't want to say control over me, because I take full responsibility for everything I did while I was depressed, but like I was not a great person. Like I think I know I was really judgmental, and I was really like just not a great friend. But I think by taking the time to focus on myself, sitting in a Zoom call of like 12 other people who are going through stuff and going through their own individual things, I learned that it's kind of like you really don't know what people are going through, I guess, until you know. And I learned to accept people for who they are and where they're at, and like know that those little things that I'm such the person to like find the little things in a person that annoys me and just focus on those. But I've gotten better at that, I think is what I'm getting at, is that like especially through that program and having such a wide variety of people who go there, like I was forced to do that. I had to do that in order to be like a good participant in the program, and that really helped and like carried on since then in my life. And so that's like a huge thing that definitely wouldn't have happened. Not the domino effect of like my relationship ending, but the domino effect of like the stuff that happened right before COVID at my old school in my life. Just like nothing, just I hate so hard to explain. Like I'm not putting responsibility on anyone except for myself, but like a lot of things happened because of how I was acting and how I was feeling that triggered me to get help and then like go through this. And that definitely wouldn't, obviously all that stuff had to happen for me to go through this, and it wouldn't have happened if I didn't go through that. And then, like I said, I just know myself better, and I think when I was in a relationship, I knew who I was in the relationship, and I knew who I was with my boyfriend, and I knew who I was with the relationship in my life, like, and just it was a huge quality. Like one of my personality traits was that I was in a relationship. I can imagine that was really annoying, because I know people like that now and I'm really annoyed by them, so I apologize to everyone who had to experience that. But I got into the relationship when I was 16 and it ended when I was 20, or I don't know, maybe I was 17 when it started, I don't know, but it was a huge chunk of my life. So when it ended, I didn't know who I was anymore. Like I was stuck in either going back to who I was when I was 16 years old, which I couldn't even remember, or like staying, there was no other part of me. There was the part of me when I was 16, and then there was the part of me that happened since then in a relationship. And because it was such a huge part of who I was when it ended, I didn't know how to be myself, because I just didn't have that. Like I didn't have myself as an individual. I only had myself in the relationship. So I took the time, as I was like focusing on myself and my mental health, I learned a lot about myself. And I learned like one of the big things about our relationship was that my ex-boyfriend was like 50% of my support system, I'd say. Well, like the other 50% was like a lot of other not random people, but like he was like a huge chunk of it. And so I didn't know how to like help myself when I was feeling anxious or sad, because he always just did that. Like he was just like there to pick up the pieces. So I had to figure out how to do that for myself. And like through that, I learned to be my own support system, and like, what do I do when I get anxious? How can I help myself? How can I help myself when I'm feeling sad? How can I help myself when I'm feeling stressed? And all that stuff. Someone said to me once, I don't remember exactly how she worded it, but basically the point was that you're the only constant in your life. So like, no matter where you are or who you're with, you're always there. So like, you can always count on yourself to be there for yourself. And so obviously it's important to be able to support yourself if that's the case. And so I learned how to help myself when I'm feeling anxious, help myself when I'm feeling sad. And I think also through being my own constant, I learned to be proud of myself and be able to like say to myself, I'm proud of myself. I like relied a lot on other people telling me that in the past and looking for validation through my family and through my relationships, but realized once I wasn't in that relationship and I was focusing on myself more that like it's okay to be proud of yourself and you can say that and you can be happy for the things that you've done. And like it's nice to have other people be happy for you, I guess, and be proud of you, but like you don't need that. Like I would hate to hear, I hate the idea of someone telling me they're happy for me. For some reason, just the thought of someone like hearing that I'm doing better and saying, oh, I'm so happy for you, is like, that's great, but like, I don't need you to be happy for me. Like I just need to be happy for myself and proud of myself. And it doesn't really matter what you think of it. I made a list, which I think I said, so I've been reading that list. And when I put it into words, I was like, there should be more, like I should have done more, but I was thinking about it and I realized it's not the quantity of the things that I've done since then, but the quality, and I've done a lot of high quality things since then, like working on myself and just like getting to know who I am. I think that's a really valuable part about a breakup, and maybe it's different as you get older, because I feel like now, if I got into a relationship and it ended, I would like have a better idea of who I am, because now I know who I am like as an adult instead of as a high school student, and like you definitely change a lot in those years. But I think that it's really important if you're going through a breakup right now to take time to focus on yourself, and like you might need a lot of time. Like you shouldn't move on from a long-term relationship in like a matter of a couple months or whatever, because that time is really short in the grand scheme of things. And I think it's one thing to grieve the relationship, and then it's another thing to like figure out who you are not in a relationship, because that's so important, and some people definitely don't do that, and I think that that's like a lost opportunity. So that's my advice to you if you're going through a breakup, and to focus on yourself and who you are as an individual, because that's really helpful. And overall, I'm just a better person because of it. And I think that's a great thing, even though it makes me sad sometimes. In the grand scheme of things, I'm just 100 times the person I used to be. That is more valuable than any relationship, and I'm grateful for that experience. Like I said, even though it makes me sad sometimes, it's okay to be sad. That's what my therapist says. That's all I have, and hopefully me to myself, if you're watching this and you're feeling sad, it's okay. Big things are coming. It's just building up to be something really good. I can feel it. Okay. I'll leave you with that, you know, just some really good self-talk. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.